subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man.
Donnie Houston.
Yeah, man, it's going down this Donnie Houston podcast. I am Donnie Houston. Check it out, man. We got a special guest who brought a special guest, you know what I'm saying? So I introduce him and let him introduce her, you know what I'm saying? But he's a returning guest, you know what I'm saying? He's Mo City Don. He's a king of the ghetto, you know what I'm saying? He's an H-time legend, you know what I'm saying? Zero, what's going down, man?
I ain't gonna lie, we can't forget Rother Vandross, Elvis Presley, Dirk Rowinski. You know what I'm talking about? Marvin Gaye when I was on that drink. You know what I'm saying? Dranky Lyman also when I was on that drink.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna chill out though. I'm gonna introduce somebody. You know what I'm saying? One Deep Entertainment, only female artist, only artist right now, beside myself. Lolita motherfucking Rowe. You know what I'm saying? Lolita Monreaux, One Deep Entertainment. She like, to just sum it up, I'm gonna just say this and I'm gonna get out y'all way. She tougher than bare meat on a bare street. You know what I'm talking about? Swimmerton.
Yeah, you can pull it closer to you. So, okay. Well, man, Miss Lolita Monroe, what's going on?
Oh man, what up?
What up? What up? You all soft spoken, but I hear you got a Napoleon complex, so I know you better than that now.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right.
Yeah. So, man, tell me, Ro, man, how you at this stage in the game, man, now you stepping in CEO for real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talk about, your decision to jump out there and say, man, I'm gonna go ahead and, step out here with a young woman, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, like everybody else in the city, like everybody wanna take their tenure to the next level. You know what I'm saying? But I don't wanna kind of sound like I think I'm the shit or nothing like that. But I ain't gonna lie, I do though. I am. So since I am this shit, I can't just have no anybody that ain't the shit too. I can't fuck with 'em. Cause like everybody got something behind them for what they do or for what they haven't done. A lot of niggas got that type of hype and then, they drop the ball, first quarter type shit. Then you got motherfuckers like me that's kind of like on some I ain't got too much to say, but when I say it, I said a whole lot type shit. And I've jabbed at a couple artists over the years to come behind me on my label. And I ain't gonna just say that I can't be outdone or no shit like that, but you gonna definitely have to be like everything over there. I want to be on the same level. So I had to really wait all these years to run into somebody, because I mean it's been other people with, I guess, the wherewithal to do that, but attitude wasn't right. Kind of like a young Zero. I ain't dealing with no young ass me's, cause yeah.
You know what come with that?
Yeah, I know what comes with that shit. And I ain't finna be fucking with that shit. So, I don't know. When she started doing what she was doing and I checked it out and I was like, the first thing that hit, and I'm probably gonna say this on any interview that I'm gonna do concerning her main attraction to me was that I can listen to it, and when a certain part come on, I ain't have to stop rapping because I wasn't able to say that part. So I mean, the chicks they gonna fuck with her because they chicks stay together type shit. Whether they talking down or whether they, what I'm saying, like, oh man, that bitch hard. Either way it go, they gonna support. We gonna support what they support. But at the same time, like, she was rapping that shit, and it kind of felt like, to be honest, it was like Rother with breasts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, she tripping. Like she talking that shit. And then the next song came on, I was like, shit, she still talking that shit. She was talking, and then she talked shit all the way through that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And on none of the songs, like, no disrespect to nobody, but just as far as me, titties ain't never come out, ass ain't never come out, you know, the slide move, like it wasn't none of that on none of that. So I was like, and then listening to her content, I was like, she tough. So I was like, let me see what I can do. So that's how that shit started. Cause it's been a whole lot of people. It's been chicks, it's been groups, it's been dudes, and it's like, to be honest, like wasn't nobody doing nothing that was out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody can rap now. You know what I'm saying? They got programs and shit. You can type a word and it give you all the fucking rhyming words in Webster. Like cheating like a motherfucker. So everybody can rap, but what's gonna set you apart though? So I heard something in her that I was like, yeah, that sets her apart. So that's what interested me.
Yeah, yeah. So what's the plans for Lolita, man?
Well, that'll really have to be up to Lolita, because from the standpoint I'm looking at, she can do whatever she want to do with this shit, especially to hold a motherfucker like me attention, and the people I rock with. You know what I'm saying? They not gonna just be like, yeah, bro, she hard cause she don't want deep. If it's trash bandicoot, they gonna tell me it's that type of trash. So, but I ain't heard that shit yet. And when she go do her shows and shit, everybody receives it well. You know what I'm saying? She got them turning up. She got a bad motherfucker with Sauce Walker, and when she do that motherfucker at the show, yeah, man, like even if you ain't that type of dude, like your shoulder cuff, like that hoe do some type of moving. You know what I'm saying? It might, you feel, I ain't finna do it cause I don't want, but in the car, that hoe might rotate her slightly. You know what I'm saying? So, cause the shit jam. So, what I see for her is whatever she gonna see for herself. Whatever she see for herself. I mean, cause she's still working. Her shit ain't been out a whole month, and she already threw with another EP type shit. I had to tell her like, hey, you got to chill out. You got to work this right now, But she already on some more shit, and that's some type of shit that I be doing, type shit.
Yeah.
Cause when my shit come out in 2 days, I ain't gonna listen to that shit. So when it come out, I ain't gonna listen to that shit no more until I'm doing that shit in the concert. But so I see a lot of similarities, and but she can go. Ain't no ceiling if you ask me. As long as she don't see no ceiling,
Yeah.
I don't see one.
You mentioned you dropping in 2 days that Pressure album, man. It's
Yeah.
she featured on that?
Yeah. She on one. What is it? Lord knows. Yeah, she on Lord knows. She helping me. Do the hook on now. She got some of her, tones, some of her harmonious melody type shit on there. Yeah, but she on that motherfucker, 20 songs.
20
Pressure.
songs. Who all you got on there?
Shit. Me. And then I got some more me. And other than me, I don't really know. I don't just shit. Hold on, though. Like, is it somebody else on that motherfucker? Like, I don't think it's nobody. You know,
I mean,
I could really do some fraud shit. And just, I got to look at my phone. Just tell you if somebody else on that bitch. I'm finna tell you right now. I'm gonna run through my shit. I know there's some nigga shit, so please excuse me. Okay, she on there. Okay, yeah. Landlord on there. You know what I'm saying? Landlord from Miami. Yeah, and that's it though.
That's it.
Yeah.
No
I
shit.
mean, yeah, that's
No shit.
Shit.
Who you got producing on that?
Well, you on that bitch.
Okay.
You on that bitch. That's Donnie Houston, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Donnie Houston on there. Solo, track sounds, Jew Fresh. I got bass heavy on there. Got Gavin and Beat on, GNB. Beans and current bread. Got Alejandro Barbosa. I don't even want to talk about that shit.
Alejandro Barbosa, who is that?
It's big time. Yeah, he did a lot of my old shit on rap a lot of shit like
Oh, big
that.
time, the producer. They did the original Still Tipping and all that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know the shit that the nigga did for me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I guess so. Yeah, him. Yeah, but I mean, that's the producers and that's the features on my album. So short and sweet, but 20 songs.
Yeah. I know you got to get up out of here, so I'm going to ask this one last thing, and you know what I'm saying, let you make it. Talk about that rodeo, man.
Man, that rodeo though. First of all, I was clean as fuck. That's first of all. I will bring the attention to my sharpness, because my sharpness was very acute. You know what I'm talking about? Not cute, but niggas ain't been to math class. But yeah, I was sharp than a bitch. That first of all, and then I think that's the largest crowd. Whatever, I think it was 70,000 plus in that motherfucker. So yeah, it's definitely you know what I'm saying? But I don't know though. That first Astroworld was a motherfucker too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, that motherfucker. First of all, it was historic, cause it's like
That particular venue, like, it's the
yeah,
rodeo. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I'm like, first of all, we some niggas at the rodeo. Like, niggas don't even be being at that motherfucker like that. But I went to that bitch, I went off with that bitch, and I got paid for being there. How can I be upset at that? You know what I'm saying? And once again, I was clean.
Yeah.
That shit was it was cool. I think definitely everybody that was on that stage, the next day everybody price went up. Cause that was the rodeo. That shit was on the news, and and it wasn't no fuck ups. Like, everybody rehearsed and came and did what they needed to do, and that shit was a dope event. You know what I'm saying? She was also at the rodeo. I think that was the first time she got to be around, like, I guess everybody on that level. You know what I'm saying? She already, knew Lil Kiki and all that shit, but like, this was like damn near everybody that was on it and they homeboys, which is, so this shit was pretty cool, man. Parking was weak as fuck, but that shit was hard though.
Yeah.
That shit was hard though. I appreciate being a part of that shit. I was mad in the bitch I ain't had no dressing room, but that shit was still hard though.
I saw they had Pimp C had his own.
Man, Pimp had his own dressing room, like Pimp. That's cold and the motherfucker when you can just, and you got a dressing room. You feel me? Like, boy, if that ain't no underground king shit right there, boy, like nigga, Pimp had a dressing room. Yeah, you could feel the, know what I'm talking about, in the air, like, cause this nigga had a dressing room in that motherfucker, and but I was drunk. Then of course we ain't supposed to smoke, but somehow it happened, and I was high, and it was a regular show after that. The rotating stage was fucking with me, cause the makers and cokes. Like, but that bitch, cause I seen myself moving and I was like, ooh, boy, don't make no false move, man. But I didn't know. I stayed sharp and wrecked that up. Yeah, I wrecked that up, man. Shout out to Bun B for making me a part of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you have? Cause we were talking about Pimp C. Do you have a like favorite Pimp C memory all the time? Like somewhere you like?
I
Man,
be saying
never
that bitch
forget
all the time about when he gave a nigga a curfew, but like it was one that I ain't said. 06, like right around the time when Hawk passed, when Big Hawk passed, I got a phone call, and I seen it was Pimp, And you gotta, if you know Pimp, you gotta know which Pimp you talking to. If you talking to Pimp C, or if you was talking to Jack Triple, you know what I'm saying? Well, well, two is company. You know what I'm saying? And three is a crowd. They gotta know who you talking to. That nigga call me. I say, Pimp, what up? That nigga say, check this out, Jack. So I say, yeah, it's Jack Triple. As soon as that Jack came out, I was like, what? He say, nigga, I just dissed you. And I say, for real though, like what you talking about? Nah, nigga, I'm sick of you and this nigga with this bullshit. I dissed him too. I'm like, I got bullshit with a whole bunch of people. Like, who you talking about? Nigga, you and Slim Thug. I say, what? He say, yeah, nigga, knocking doors down. Pull up. I'm at Skulls, nigga. I'm at Skulls. Come here about it. And hung the phone up.
No shit.
And I pulled up to, I'm staying in an apartment around the corner at the time. I pulled up, I'm in the Sun Blossom cottages or something. You know what? Yeah, I was over there. And I pulled up, I had just time to do 4 years and shit. They gave me like 45 days to turn myself in type shit. So I'm out there kind of wrong. I got on a bulletproof with no shirt on. I had a car full of zips and I got the strap. So when I pull up, I get out the car. This nigga let the window down. He in the champagne Bentley. And a nigga say, hold up, young Ro. Hey, bitch, get in the back. That was first and foremost. So I was like, okay. I get in the car. That nigga say, nigga, what type of world war are you going to? And I was like, I ain't going no world war. I'm out here hustling and shit. I'm trying to make sure the nigga don't rob me. Nigga, this scores, nigga. Everybody gets murdered here, nigga. I'm not gonna be. But I'm like, nah, nigga, I'm like, but what's this shit? He say, man, look, man. And he played that bitch, Slim Thug and Zero, still bullshitting, need to sit down, take a tour, it's too much money to be getting. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, cause like little do we all know, Hawk was, and at the funeral, at Hawk's funeral is where me and Slim buried the hatchet. Slim made me bury the hatchet at that bitch, cause I was still trying to be on some dumb shit, but like we was already on some, we ain't tripping no more. We just need to get together and have a conversation. So I really was on some like, Pimp, like we already in the process. I don't give a fuck. I'ma drop this bitch anyway. Shit, nigga should have been tripping in the first motherfucking place. All right, nigga, go back to the highs, and that was that. And I'm like, I'm like, nigga talking about, yeah, nigga, I dissed you. I'm like, nigga, we finna line that shit up. But then I'm like, damn, this Pimp C and this nigga Pimp like, yeah, nigga, I dissed you. Come up here and hit. And I'm like, boy, like, you didn't even get an opportunity to be mad. Like, nigga was like, I ain't gonna even give you a chance to understand fully what I just said to you. Just come up here and I heard that bitch and it was fucked up because I'm listening to it and I'm like, damn, this bitch jamming like motherfucker. This nigga talking about me on this bitch. Then I felt good because he was talking about flip tip. I was like, good, I ain't. Look, Slim, long we ain't by ourselves on this motherfucker. He talked about a bunch of niggas on that bitch. Paul and, yeah, get it, yeah. I was a hoe. Like, yeah, nigga, get everybody. Don't just talk about me, shit. I know I be doing some, you know what I'm saying? So get on to everybody for they whole ass shit too. Don't just have me singular with the hoemanship. So, but yeah, that shit was crazy because I ain't even have a chance to just be like, what you diss me for? Cause I was finna say it. He was like, yeah, nigga, I'm at Skulls. Come see about it. And hung the phone up. I'm like, damn, man. I'm like, that shit crazy. But yeah, I don't think I never told that one before.
That's funny. So you said something about that bulletproof vest, cause man, you had the bulletproof vest on when y'all did the source shoot. You know what I'm saying? And me and my partner just be like, man, what's going on? What road got going on?
I was beefing with all them damn near all them niggas at the shoot too. Cause matter of fact, I got the vest for the shoot. I got it for the shoot. Cause I was in that bitch wrong too. me and Mike D, and I don't. Well, I know Hawk and all that shit, but it was me and Mike D, and I had the vest, and I had a 40, and I think I had a 44, and I had my flag on. So I was like on some like, all right,
Shit
nigga,
tripping and all that shit.
shit, all that shit. I was on all that shit. It was a lot of shit I ain't understand yet, and I was still on some, you know, y'all got most city fucked up type shit, and yeah, I was out there wrong, but I ain't mad though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Already, well, man, shit. Miss Lolita, what's going on?
Oh man, what's going on, Donnie?
Why you being so soft? I know you don't be like this all the time. Man.
Yeah, man, go on, turn off and get out the way. Yeah, turn up, man.
Man.
Hey, come on, all right.
You funny. Nah, what's going on?
What's the deal? Tell me about yourself.
Oh man.
You have an interesting background.
Yeah. It might be a little interesting,
Yeah.
depending on what you know.
I mean, with that, I know a couple things. So tell me, okay, how long you been rapping?
I've been rapping 1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
So proud to rap. Okay, first of all, where you from? What you represent?
Mo City,
right?
Texas.
Already. What part of Mo City?
Man, so I stayed in Quail Glen, Quail Rain, Ridgemont. I lived around in the mud.
Yeah. Already. Okay, so prior to rapping, what you was doing?
Man, I did a lot of things prior to rapping, so I don't know what you asking me.
I mean, you gotta tell me. I mean, prior, cause you only been rapping for a year, so what's going
Oh
on?
man, so I got a few degrees,
Okay, you went from the Mo. You went to what? To the Ridge?
Nah, I went to High Tower first, but then I ended up going to Worthing my senior year. Graduated from Worthing. My people from Sunnyside.
Okay, so you graduated from where you go to college at?
Oh man, I went to PV first.
What you major in?
Criminal justice.
Okay.
Then I
you
went
getting
to
somewhere? Okay.
Then I went to TSU
Okay.
and got my master's
Okay.
education.
Okay. Master's in education. Okay.
And
So now
I
you got a bachelor's in criminal justice and you got a master's in education. What you doing?
and I'm like 12 hours away from a PhD on the cool.
Hmm. Okay.
I was teaching. Man, I did a lot of things before this, so that's why I say it just.
So did you go directly to get your master's after you got your bachelor's?
Nah,
So what you do after you graduated college?
man, I worked for HPD.
Okay, we got the
Man.
laws in the building.
I worked for TDC. I mean, I
Okay.
had a criminal justice
For sure.
degree.
For sure.
But that's what led me to teaching, though. So the problem was I got my degree because I wanted to help people, right? Like, I'm from the hood. So
You think you gonna get on the squad? You gonna look out for people?
right. Like, I'm cool. But they want me basically to tell on my people, like, hey, you got to, like, nah, I'm not doing that. So that shit ain't work. I just left. Like, nah, that ain't for me because that ain't what I signed up for. So did something else. While I was doing that, I started asking questions like, why y'all in here, right? And I'm finding out these people that's 55, 65, it say illiterate on their paperwork. Like, you gotta read these people they mail kind of deal. So they like, man, ain't nobody tell us, we ain't know whatever. That's what kind of pushed me to teaching. So I started teaching. And then I found out I could rap on accident.
Okay, how you do that?
Man, so one day I was on my lunch break. I heard a song come on the radio. But the person that was singing on the song was saying some foolishness. I'm like, man, that's dumb. If it was me, I'd say this. So,
Do you remember what song it was and like what you came up with?
man, it was I Don't Want to Know, that Mario Whining song. But I got a song to it. It just, y'all ain't heard it yet. I might let y'all hear it one day, though. But I was mad at somebody. I'm like, man, that's fool. Nah, if it was me, I'd say this. So I was like, hey, cut the studio on. was like, dude, what? I'm like, say, Ro, cut the studio on. And like, I knew Ro before I was rapping, obviously, right? So, man, he like, that ain't how you say that. And I'm like, what you mean? He like, that's definitely not how you say that, but okay. So he cut the studio on. And shit, I started rapping, and that's how it happened, like, literally.
What the fuck?
On accident. I ain't know I could rap.
So, so okay, when you get in the studio, what do you know? Do you know about bars, or you got to be taught like, okay, this you need a 12, you need an 8, you need a, you know
So
what I'm
I
saying?
couldn't count, like, the bars. So I have to listen, like, okay, tell me how much I got. Like, how many more lines I got to write. Like, you got to write 6 more lines. All right, cool. And I write 6 more lines. Or I just rap it to the beat stop. And then we'll go back and fix it. Like,
Hmm.
I ain't know nothing about none of that. Like, I was in a band when I was in school.
What you played in the band? I was in the band too. What you played in the band?
I played the clarinet.
Clarinet. Okay,
Yeah.
I was in the percussion section. So.
That was dope. So I could read music, right? But that ain't that. So, I mean, I was in the choir. I think all little black kids was in the choir at some point in their life, right? So, I mean, that was that. I ain't had no musical experience, kind of like it went like that.
Lolita Monroe. So when you get, because you know,
So I ain't gonna lie. Man, so you asked me a question. I want to be thorough because y'all gonna, I mean, I'm sure people listening to the album, right? So when I went to PV, you know, back then, social media wasn't a thing quite like it is yet, right? So stripping was like frowned upon, right? Like that had to be a secret if that was what you did. But shit, I was stripping, going through school,
wait, what?
hiding. So yeah, hey man, yeah. If you know me from Onyx Dallas, that might have been me.
No shit.
That might have been me though. Yeah, like man, I was trying to
No
get it.
shit. Okay, so you didn't strip, you didn't talk, you didn't been the laws, and now
Yeah,
you rapping.
I did all that. Like, I had 7 careers, man. I was Kevin Gates, and I ain't get tired, goddamn.
What is it about rapping that you enjoy?
Ah, man. So far, I actually enjoy being in the studio. Like, that's been the most fun part to me. Like, I think for some people, it's the turning up part. But, like, that and I think the first time the crowd sung my music back to me, like, that shook, like, I was shook. So far, it's been being able to rap with some of the people that I grew up, like, that's crazy. I grew up listening to these people. Like, I'm a Southside baby, man. Like, I ain't know nothing about nowhere else. So, like, it's just dumb to be able to be like, man, I'm sitting here and I'm in the studio and look, Kiki is rapping on my, like, crazy. And then I knew Sauce Walker, like, from high school. That was my partner, like, but Sauce always had a music career, right? Like, since we was in, like, 6th grade, dude been putting out mixtapes and shit. Like, Sauce always had a career.
Hmm.
Like, he knew he was going to be a rapper way back then. So,
Did it trip him out to see you rapping?
man, he tripped out because, like, so I was a super nerd in school. Like, I graduated and be living in my class. Like, I wasn't playing. I hooped. I ran track. Like, I was an athlete. I was just a regular, like, you know what I'm saying? I lived a regular childhood as far as that shit is concerned. I just also was in the hood. So, you know, like our hood kids, you end up on the block somehow. I just knew how to hit my lick and get the hell on. Like,
Hmm.
I'm thankful I ain't get stuck there, you know what I'm saying?
When you grew up, did you grow up with both your parents? Like how you grew up? What was your
Nah, man,
structure?
it was just me and my T-Jones. Like, my dad has another family type. Like, we cool or whatever, but, you know, he wasn't at my house unless I went over to his house type shit. So, like, it was me and my Jones, and me and my Jones, like, she had me in high school, so we grew up together. I was the oldest of her kids. So shit, like I had a
Yeah,
big
you right
sister.
there, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so I had a big sister mama. So me and my mama hella close, but Like, mama was kind of in the streets her damn self. Like, she was thugging a little bit. I ain't gonna put her out there, but mama was thugging though. Like, she got a job. So, respectfully, mama used to be thugging though. So, being around mama and then, you know, ending up having it, like, I tell you I stripped, but that wasn't something I really wanted to do. That was some shit happened where I kind of was forced into it. And then I realized, like, damn, I made a whole bunch of money doing this shit real
When you
fast.
say forced into it, what you mean? What happened? How you get forced into stripping?
I mean, like, we had an emergency family situation, and money was needed right then, and it couldn't wait. So it was like, shit, yeah, I could get out on the block and hustle, right? But it's safer for me to be, if I'm a hustle, shit, hustle in the club. Make the money both ways. So shit, that's what I did.
You done lived an interesting ass life, Miss Monroe.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, if you was really in the hood, you have too. It's just,
Yeah,
do
for
you
sure.
tell it?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, so tell me this, because you know, like, it's a bunch of women. Like, women are dominating the game right now, especially in age. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
everybody got their own flavor. No two are alike. You know what I'm saying? Kinder Man ain't like Megan Thee Stallion. Ain't like Libra Jolie. Ain't like O&B Bloodbath. Ain't like, you know, whoever. Everybody got that. Even if it's some similarities, it's not. Everybody got their own thing. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Everybody bring what they bring to the game. When you listen to Lolita Monroaux, what is somebody gonna walk away with saying, okay, this is what, you know, Lolita Monroe. Oh, Big J, she bringing that gangster shit to it. You know what I'm saying? She doing her thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Shout out to Big J, man. Like,
but I meant shout out. I fuck with Big J.
yeah.
But yeah, you know. So when you get that Lolita Monroe, you know what I'm saying? What you coming to the game? What you bringing to the table?
And I think when y'all listen to my project, man, Napoleon Complex is out now on all streaming platforms.
Promote your shit. Come on now.
I'm just saying. Y'all tap in, man. So my last video that I put out did like 2.6 million views on World Star, right, when I dropped it, like, quick. So I got another video for y'all I'm working on.
And what video was that you came out like that with?
So I'm Not Lying did 2.6 million. That's me and Ro. Shout out to Ro for that feature, man. He did the hook for me, and shit, we got on there and made it work. But the concept I did, I did the whole concept by myself. I decided to do a Jeepers Creepers theme, so I got a lot of sci-fi people that was like, oh, that shit was so dope, like, you know, movie fanatics watching it. So it's been crazy to see the comments and the traction that people really give into it. So like, love, appreciate that. But
What? What's your break? What?
I mean,
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
nah, my bad. I was.
Nah, I was just saying, you know. So yeah, so I'm saying, so with the
I
Lolita
think
Monroe,
that it's a
what you?
well-rounded project.
Yeah.
So when you hear it, you're gonna find out that, I mean, women really do got something to say, and you know, all like you said, everybody brings something different to the table. So I think my project is real Houston. It's real South Side. Like, you're gonna be able to ride to it. It's gonna give you that Houston South Side feel, but from a girl. So when you hear it, it's a little violent, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't promoting it. All it is to me, you know, is me explaining to y'all, I guess, that she can't, like, everybody is nice and sweet until you push the button. I think everybody got a button. So, you know, it's just me advocating, like, you know, I'm gonna keep it real pretty and classy, but don't think she's sweet though. Just cause I don't move like that don't mean I won't move like that. So, I don't know, I think it's a dope ass project, man. I think that's why it's different. I know everybody is bringing their own style. Like, I know Ken from the north side. Ken hard. Like, I jam everybody. All the people you just said I listen to. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I think we all vibe kind of different, because you going to hear my project and it's going to give you going to be like, damn, even as a girl, like, I can feel what she's saying.
Yeah. Okay, all right, Lolita Monroe. Who's some of your favorite, like, just, you know, women that you like to listen to? or just people in general, even if it ain't women, like who
Oh
just
man, so
music that like you kind of like, man, this would kind of influence me to want to do my thing.
so man, for sure. Man, Southside Houston, baby, like screwed up click period. So I was jamming it like as a kid. I woke up in the morning listening to Hawk and
Hmm.
Screw and Pat with my mama. So like this how we getting dressed to go to school in the mornings. But then as I grew, like I love music as a whole. So I'm talking about Latino music, country music. Like I love music. But as far as rap artists go, like I'm a Gates fan. I'm a Young Boy fan. I'm a Boosie fan. Like all of them from the South, though. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I'm really influenced by the South as a whole. Cause everybody that I'm really gonna tell you as I'm thinking about it,
Southern artist.
Southern North is minus 50 Cent. Cause I ain't gonna lie,
Hmm.
I was jamming 50. Like 50 was on my wall as a kid. Like you buy your posters, yeah. Like you had to rock with 50. Like other than that though, everybody from the South, other than the women, I think Remy, um, Raw,
Raw digging.
yeah,
Eve. A lot of people don't bring up
yeah,
Eve. Like
Eve.
Eve
You know
had
what? You
Eve had a
cannot
little.
forget. Eve had a heart, man.
She wasn't the one. Even that, sometimes I slip up and forget to bring up
Yeah,
Eve. But
you can't
Eve,
miss Eve. Eve had a hard, like for women, especially back then, she had a hard ass project. A couple of them actually. It wasn't even like she put out maybe three,
she had a few
4 albums
projects. Yeah.
before she transitioned into acting. Then Foxy Brown, The Brat. Uh, I'm
See, the
trying to
Brat was
move
like the
around.
Brat had that thing where like it don't matter if you a guy or a girl, like you gonna jam the
Yeah,
Brat.
and see,
Like,
that's how I feel about my project. Like, it's gonna give you that. Just real southern, like Texas, though. But you can't forget about, like, Mia X. Like,
her
I'm just
heart, she was
moving through
another
the
one.
South.
Yeah.
Trina, like, people sleep on Trina, but Trina she rapped different. But she was rapping,
She
though.
brought what she brought to the game for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, you can't sleep on them people. And so, like I say, I love music. So I was tapped in to anything I could get my hands on, but I lived with my grandmother too. So I was jamming Aretha Franklin. I was jamming Betty Wright.
Hmm.
You know, like you had no choice. You was gonna listen to Sade.
Hmm.
And you was gonna respect her mind. You was gonna listen to Anita. Like you ain't had no choice. Luther. So I think for me, like I say, my whole rap vibe is southern, but overall, it's just my love of music as a whole. I think you hear, but I think my album right now, every song it reflected how I was feeling at the time.
Hmm.
So I realized when I listened to it, like afterwards, like damn, I picked a lot of dark ass beats. Like hard, dark ass beats. So when you listen to it, like you're like, damn, she got a hard, like that beat hard. So it kind of tripped me out because not knowing, I had to even get used to hearing myself on the mic, like hearing how I sound. So you asking like why I'm so quiet, like I still ain't got used to.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
gotta get back. You gotta get used to it. Or else get used to hearing yourself. Get used to
yeah,
that.
like that's still
It's
wild
an
to me.
adjustment. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Right. Yeah. Right. You just like it was adjustment. You just stopped. And I'm like, all right.
I mean,
Lolita Monroe. Okay, tell me this. What's how was it like learning from zero? You know what I'm saying? Like one of the greats. You know.
man, real funny. Like when he's sitting here, you get a good laugh. Like he a comedian, right? You get a ha ha. But like, nah, he a different kind of monster in the studio. And so he'll walk in the session, and like in the middle of your session, while you like, hey, that ain't, hey man, and walk in the booth, hey, that ain't it. Take that off and do that again, and yeah, that ain't it, and leave. So you getting a critical ear, but at the same time, he'll walk in the studio and hold up, man, in a minute. So you know what I'm saying? Like he'll let you know you getting right away feedback, and then I mean, if it was something he could explain, then he'd explain it. Like, a lot of people, like, what's your writing process? You can't ask nobody that, because nobody really, I mean, everybody gonna tell you something different. So he brought up a point when I first started rapping. I asked him, like, so how do you, and he was like, if I tell you I write on the toilet, you gonna try to write on the toilet?
Right.
And
You
I
gotta
was
find
like,
your own
right.
thing.
And so that's what he was like, that you gotta figure that out. So, I mean, he let me do my own thing too, but he critical in the studio. Like, the ear is critical. Like, he'll catch a bad note. He'll catch like a bad sound in the background. Like, he definitely pay attention to details. So it kind of, I think it's made me a little different when I go in to record now.
You starting to become more of a perfectionist, and yeah.
Yeah, like, now I'm starting to pick up on it. Like, I don't like that, or that beat off right there. Like, go fix the track right there. Like, I've started to catch stuff that I ain't really know existed when I started. So, like, it's hands on. Like, you learning as you go, but you know you got a guide though.
That's what's up. That's what's up, Lolita, Miss Monroe. Well, what's your you want to give your social media and all of that before we get up out of here?
Oh man, for sure. It's Lolita, LOLITA _Monroe, MONREAUX. On all platforms, y'all can find me. My TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that, man. But the album again is called Napoleon Complex. I got a whole lot of H-Town legends on there. I mean, a whole lot of them. From Killer, Kiki, Paul, Roe. Like, it's a lot of the greats from the city. So y'all check it out, man. Tap in.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see you like a year or two from now, cause you real like this, but your music ain't like this. So at some point, this is gonna catch up to the music, and it's gonna be a different thing. It's gonna be interesting to see the evolution. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. I still ain't really, like, people notice me now, like, recognize me in places. My manager over there, like, he be tripping out. Cause I be tripping like, man, ain't nobody gonna notice me. I just need to go in here and grab da. And somebody like, hey, ain't your name such and such? And I'm like, who are you? He like, man, relax. Like, everybody ain't trying to do you nothing. But you know, from where, you know, somebody walking up on you, that's usually a sign to be like, what's up? And they really be trying to show love. So I'm adjusting. But nah, I really be chilling. The music sound how it sound, cause like I said, everybody got a button. So if you heard a song and it was like raw, that means somebody had pushed the button that day. And I started using the track to let that out instead of using my fist or anything else that might incriminate me later. So yeah, I started using the track to do that. Like Rose said, I can't be walking around tripping. He don't let me do that. Like, he'll give you some free game. Like, hey, you know, if you do this, it's gonna be like this. So I definitely learned to channel that. Hey, somebody done pissed me off today. All right, bet, let me get a beat. Get on this beat and go off. Now, I might not have beat your face in with my fist, but you gonna know. Like, you gonna feel me later.
that's what it is. That's what it is. Well, man, I appreciate you coming through.
Man,
Miss
I
Lolita
appreciate
Monroe.
you for having me, sir.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's the Donnie Houston podcast. Lolita Monroe. Hey, man, we up out of here.
Donnie Houston.
Subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man.